80 Matthew Schaefer. Let's go. Yeah, what'd I say? Dude, are you an offline streamer now? Yeah? Huh? Get out of here, chat. Like I don't know a thing or two about a thing or two. I wonder who I'm gonna pick.
But wait! There's more!
'78 Eli Tolvanen. 719 Turnitin. Dude! Why did go play more squad battles, dude? On this episode of No Money Spent, we finished the game in 3 episodes. So I'm really not sure where to go with this, but pulling 2 tradable Connor McDavids during the launch month of the game feels like my No Money Spent journey is now completely ruined. However, it is my duty as your resident No Money Spent creator to make sure that I walk you through everything from start of the year to the end. So we're gonna press on. First, let's discuss how I actually got 2 Connor McDavids in the span of 4 packs for free. I've said this since the launch of the game, but for whatever reason, Cup Chase is somewhat more enjoyable than what offline play had been, at least for me, for the last 5 years. I'm not sure if it's the repeatable rewards or the fact that you can complete all of the objectives that are currently in the game in Cup Chase, but since the worldwide release, I've essentially avoided ranked, devoting all of my time to completing everything available to me that is offline, which has meant that I've done the Cup Chase run 7 times on Superstar. And without a doubt, it is the best reward for the time input in the game currently. If you are able to complete it on Superstar, you are guaranteed an 82 and above pull, but on top of that, you're going to get multiple cards that are above 79 overall. I've gotten a handful of alumni, which essentially allowed me to make Joe Sakic from just the cards I got from Cup Chase. Now, for the Connor McDavid Cup Chase run, I was actually doing an experiment to see how fast I could complete Cup Chase. It took me just under 2.5 hours on Superstar, and all I did was score a goal and then go into the defensive zone and pass back and forth for 12 games. Once you get to your 12 games, you've got enough points to make the playoffs. I then quit out of the remaining 6 games of the regular season and then win out through the playoffs. That got me all of the 3 packs available in Cup Chase. Now, for some, this is going to be extremely boring, and I completely understand. But like I said, it is the most rewarding mode, regardless if you pull Connor McDavid or not, that is available to you. And it is the first time EA has allowed repeatable rewards that you can just continually grind. So once I had my second Connor McDavid, it was time to sell one of them. So I went to the market, sold Connor McDavid for about 260,000 coins to go with the 150 I already had prior. And then I thought it was time to just go all in, making an absolute god squad, adding Paul Coffey's icon card off the market for 150,000 coins, as well as just going out and grabbing Nathan MacKinnon to go with McDavid and Sergei Fedorov. Now, we also got week 2 of the Check My Game event, which had the 85 David Pasternak drop, which was huge for my team because I was able to add him to a line with the icon Joe Sakic and the hero Marcus Naslund, giving me +2 overall to all of those cards. That alone meant that his skating was above 90, and he had All-Star Quick Release, which in my opinion is one of the best offensive abilities in the game. The last upgrade I made to my team was completely unnecessary, but I completed the best 4th line that you could have, in my opinion, by grabbing the Check My Game Shane Wright, who is a Canadian Seattle Kraken. When you combined with a Canadian San Jose Shark and a Canadian Vancouver Canuck, they give you 8 AP total to your limit, which is absolutely massive, especially if you have a great team, because you are going to need a ton of these abilities when you get these high-end cards added to your lineup. Now, here's a tip for anyone trying to make Master Set player items. If there is a situation where the Week 1 Master Set player items can be made in Week 2, so they have a 14-day countdown, you want to hold off making those cards and saving all of the event items that you receive throughout the week so that you can complete the Week 2 objectives in the fastest manner possible. This is also going to allow you to complete the Week 2 objectives for that event extremely quick, as opposed to if you were to rush out, make the Master Set player immediately, cash in all of the lower overall event players, and then having to grind those objectives out to get more rewards. So what you want to do is just use all of the cards that you earned in week 1, get all of the objectives done and all of the other event items that you can acquire, and then make your Master Set player item that you were trying to chase after. Don't forget, you've also got the wildcard reward path, which will reset on Fridays. This is going to give you another avenue to get collectibles for whatever event is out, and wildcard does not take long at all. Even if you are an offline player, you can play online, and even if you lose, you get 500 points towards the path. To put that in perspective, you earn 600 if you were to win a game on Superstar against the AI. So even for the most offline player, you can try out online in wildcard, and there's really no risk to you. Now, I also want to talk about the first Team of the Week drop that we received this season, because it is, in my opinion, very important for no money spent players to take advantage of the objectives and cards that you can acquire via Team of the Week. So the Team of the Week objectives is going to require you to use Team of the Week player items. Now, for this first week, it is going to be pretty rough, simply because you don't have any Team of the Week items, and you can't really get one for free. And to get one for free, it's going to require you to do a lot of offline grinding. However, it is possible. If you go over to the Hut Moments and go to Team of the Week, it'll have you earning various rewards, including 1,000 coins, 376 overall player items, a 78 overall player item, and then finally an 80 overall player item. Now, to make a Team of the Week item, if you head on over to the Team of the Week sets, and then over to the 82 overall Team of the Week choice set, you'll see that it requires 3 80 to 82 overall items, as well as a 79 overall item. So you've already earned one by completing the Team of the Week moments. You'll still need to get 2 more 80 overalls and 179. Then you head on over to the exchange sets, and you can throw the 76 overall player items that you earned from the moments in here. You'll need one more to complete the set once. And if you pull a 79, you can throw that into the Team of the Week set. But if you pull 78s, you can throw 4 of them in here, and you will get an 80 to 81 overall player item, which you can then use in that Team of the Week set. So once you're done those moments, you want to complete the weekly headliner moments. There'll be 5 in here, and you'll get 4 Headliners packs. These are going to be awful. You'll receive 75 overall player items for the most part, as well as a Headliners player pack, which at the high end will give you a 77. But these take very little time, and you take all of these cards, and you throw those into the exchange set, and you should get pretty close to another 80 overall item for the Team of the Week player. Now, what I'd recommend is to create a dedicated lineup to completing objectives. You can hold down the left trigger and then set it to whatever lineup that you've got. And then you want to throw all of the items that you're going to need for whatever objectives you're chasing, including Team of the Week items. Now, for this first choice pack that you were going to complete, I'd recommend taking a forward or a defenseman, because you are going to need to score goals, and obviously if you take Shelovs, you're not going to be able to score goals with him. Why this is important is because as we go through the next few weeks, you are going to get these Team of the Week objectives every single week. You want to try and complete an entire lineup of Team of the Week items, simply because it will get to a point where once you've completed even half a lineup, you can, in 2 Cup Chase games, get the entire list done, and that's going to give you an 82 or whatever the overall is Team of the Week item in an extremely short period of time. I wish I would have realized this earlier in the year last year, but it was one of the best bang for your buck objective lists once you created a lineup that was full of Team of the Week players. Now, when it comes to making the 85 overall Team of the Week Slafkovsky, you're going to have to trade in 5 82 overall items. Honestly, I wouldn't recommend doing that. It's just not good value because, again, you're going to need these Team of the Week items to complete objectives in a far faster time frame. But when you're making your decision on who to take in the choice pack, I would recommend going with Justin Barron because he fits with a lot of the line combinations that are available on the back end. But if you pair Justin Barron and Damon Hunt, they actually give each other a +2 overall bonus, and it makes them a very viable D pairing. So if you can get 2, which you will by completing the objective list, as well as making one via the trade-ins from all of the moments, you can get a pretty decent D pairing by just pairing Damon Hunt and Justin Barron. The one thing to note, if you want to get your Slafkovsky, I'd recommend just buying him. I wouldn't spend any more than 50 to 60,000 coins. But the reason for that is that you are more than likely going to need these cards, the captains of the Team of the Weeks, for Star of the Month player items that are far more powerful, and they're never worth making once those Star of the Month sets have dropped. So if you want to passively grab the high-end Team of the Week item because they're going for pretty cheap, then go for it. Do not spend more than 60,000 coins on these. If you see them jump up in price, it's probably because people saw it in this video. So after completing all of the Cup Chase runs and all of the objectives, I have built the best team possible, and it's now time to start the ranked grind. Now, throughout my first few games of ranked, I've really been messing around with my strategies and looking for some set plays that I can start utilizing. And this is one, while using the overload, that I think a lot of players are overlooking. And what you do essentially is when you have the puck at the point and your player takes the centerman or the defenseman that is covering your player that's in front of the goalie in the slot, once your player gets positioning, you can wait for pressure and fire it right down towards the net. And in this clip here, Pasternak makes an absolute beauty goal utilizing quick release. And I was able to do this multiple times throughout my run so far. Another thing to be sure to take advantage of is when you get a breakaway, one of the most effective dekes or ways to score is the stride deke yet again. It's simply by holding L1, entering a glide by letting go of the left thumbstick, and then holding L1 and moving the left thumbstick to the right or left. It is going to feel awkward, something I would recommend trying in practice mode, but once you get the hang of it, it absolutely crushes the goaltenders. Now, after a nice little hot streak to start my run in silver, I had reached my game to go to gold 1, and I thought we would break down the tape. Now, halfway through the first period, my opponent enters the zone, and you'll see that when it comes to gameplay in the defensive zone this year, since stick lifts and poke checks are just completely not effective like they were in prior games, you really have to play passively to either wait for a block shot, to have your opponent run out of room and into one of your players, or just stoppage of play by your goalie holding onto the puck. So in this case here, I'm trying to push him to the outside and make sure that he can't get into the middle. However, he waits me out, and he's able to hammer home a one-timer with Paul Coffey on the far side. This is a really nice play by him, and I was just far too passive, and it's something that I'm trying to get adjusted to because I really wasn't passive at all in the last few years when it comes to defense. Now into the second period, I just take full advantage of how fast my first line is. I pick the puck up with Connor McDavid, and I just fly through the neutral zone, make a nice cut, get by his defender, and I just hammer home a backhand one-on-one with the goaltender. Connor McDavid's card is just built different. It always is, and it's fantastic to have it on my team. A few minutes later, I just take advantage of what he gives me. He just backs into the zone with Barron. I just stay on the backhand. Sakic's so fast, I get around him. He doesn't player switch to his other defender, and I just utilize quick release. If you aim your shot with elite quick release, there's a reason why it's one of the best abilities in the game, and Joe Sakic drills one, and now I have the lead. And that is how the game would end, a 2-1 win that would put me into gold 1, which was really the bottleneck for a lot of players. It only gets harder from here on out, but the new team has me feeling pretty confident we can keep the run going. So an absolutely insane pack opening has pretty much changed the entirety of the No Money Spent series, but everything is going to stay the same when it comes to the objectives and things that I want to accomplish every event. I'm going to make a Master Set player item from every event. I'm going to show you guys how to make icons, heroes, all of the new stuff that is dropped and what I'm doing weekly. I just have essentially the best team and happen to not spend a single dollar this year. I'll see you guys in the next episode.